每个理想都有实现的可能。4年来，小银科技以智慧金融助力1800万人逐梦前行。小银科技给理想前行的力量。
本节目由小银科技冠名播出。
距离2008年金融危机爆发已经过去10年，以雷曼兄弟投资银行破产为起点，全球银行业遭受了巨大的冲击。而今天，金融危机的余波尚未完全散去，而全球政治经济格局又卷入新一波动荡。一方面，民粹主义、贸易保护主义盛行，跨国银行需要应对更多的不确定性；而另一方面，互联网金融的迅速发展也给传统银行业务带来新的挑战。如何对业务结构进行转型升级，成为每家银行都要做的课题。这其中就包括有着100年历史的欧洲老牌银行东方汇理。总部位于法国巴黎的东方汇理隶属于法国能源信贷集团，是欧洲最大规模的企业与投资银行之一，业务遍及欧洲、美洲、亚太和中东地区，主要经营一系列企业融资业务、金融产品交易等等。不久前，东方汇理银行现任 CEO 霍彻在北京接受了财新时间的专访，从业内人士角度出发，分享了他对于银行业转型等话题的看法。
All the person heard about a bunch of news about Sino-United States trade war start to take effort, but also the rise in the local protectionism as well as the unstable European, the geopolitics. How those facts actually put impact on the global financial industry?
I would say that it's true to say that the economic situation is quite complex with some challenges, but globally speaking, it's positive. Forecast of average growth about 3.8 or 4%. That's good, and it's probably the better forecast since 2010. At the same time, yes, this wave of trade protectionism is an issue. I wouldn't say it's a major threat up to now, but obviously it's an issue for a lot of countries. Talking about the financial industry, the financial landscape, the global banking market, after the different crises, the Lehman crisis in 2008, the COVID crisis in Europe in 2011, this market is more and more focusing on risk management and on compliance. So the need to find a balanced way between risk management, compliance, and profitability. It's obviously one of the challenges of the banking sector, and is important on the investor side.
You mentioned since 2008 and 2011, more banks pay more attention on the risk management, and also we saw many major banks start to upgrading their business structure, trying to make it to the more healthy ship. So what have you done in this past year for this part?
CIB has restructured its organization, I would say 2 times. The first time was just after the Lehman crisis in 2008, and the second time was in the middle of the Greek euro crisis in 2011. So we decided to restructure deeply the corporate and investment bank. This was done in the middle of 2012. So the recovery was beginning in 2013, full recovery in 2014. And now we are, I would say, in a regular situation. The bank has expanded on the question of the geographical setup. We opened the desk in Canada, or we didn't open the desk. We asked for a license, a full license in Canada. Then we opened the desk in Indonesia, then in Chile and Colombia. So I would say that today, after these restructuring measures, the bank is in good shape.
So trace back to that time between the 2008 and 2011, you think the whole banking industry system is going to more strong and mature? Or every time the challenges, new challenges?
The banking system is obviously more strong because regulatory requirements were, I would say, tough. And all banks need to be highly capitalized. Most of the banks, I'm especially thinking about the US banks and the European banks, have restructured. Several banks still have hard things to do, but I guess they will do so.
在金融与科技加快融合的大环境下，银行业的业务模式正在被金融科技的力量所改写。大数据、人工智能、区块链、云计算等技术已经被广泛应用于银行的系统建设、业务营销、产品创新、风险控制等方方面面。银行业对于金融科技的态度，也从最初的被动接受，到与互联网巨头寻求合作，再到现在主动出击，加大对相关技术的研发与投入。作为老牌的投资银行，东方汇理又是否抓住了这一轮金融科技的风口呢？
And at the same time, we all see some banks invest more on the science and technology. I'm not sure that your bank pay more attention on the technology development.
Yes, technology. I would say that in Europe and especially in France, the world of retail banking began to focus on the question of technology a long time ago. I know that, for example, in China, the payment system is very well shaped, very tech shaped, I would say. So the interface between the customers, the households, and the retail bank is very well, I would say, tech developed. It's a bit different in the corporate and investment banking world, where the tech wave began to develop later, I would say 2 years ago. But now the machines are running fast, and the CIB world is also highly investing in the tech organization, tech processes, and tech interface with the large customers.
And you also mentioned some new tech payment and banking system development in China. We all see the blockchain and the mobile payment is widely used all over the world. But in China, we have some many new development we can say. So people think the traditional bank actually under huge pressure when it's in the competition with the new financial internet finance. How do you see the traditional bank impacted by this new trend?
I would say that the bank that I know, especially the French banks, are already fully digital banks. You can do all what you want on your smartphone and with new tools. So it's not really a threat for these banks. And on the other hand, I would say tech tools won't be sufficient to build a real relationship between the bank and the customer. So we strongly believe that human beings will continue to play a role in the banking relationship for customers and households. People need both tech tools and people to talk with.
And also with the, I think all the bank maybe and the government and institution open a lot of discussion about digital currency. There is no one country already has a very clean regulation about that part. What do you think the future prospects of the development of the digital currency?
I believe that this question of currency should be completely in the hand of the monetary authorities. It is money. So classical monetary system in the hand of the monetary authorities, and new currency should be too. And as far as I know, the monetary authorities in all countries are focusing on these new currencies in order to completely understand how it works and what their role should be. I don't know what will be the speed of development of these currencies, but one more time, I'm very sure that the monetary authorities will focus on that question. And I think it's a good thing.
中国是目前东方汇理在亚太地区最重要的市场之一。早在1898年，东方汇理就将业务扩展到中国，先后在香港、上海、天津、广州、北京等地设立办事处。近年来，受到银行业监管加强等一系列因素的影响，不少外国银行选择缩小在华业务，而东方汇理却反其道而行之。这背后的原因是什么呢？另一方面，中国承诺进一步开放金融市场，又将给东方汇理这样的跨国银行带来怎样的机遇呢
Crédit Agricole CIB is a worldwide corporate investment bank. It is operating in 33 countries. So we are, I would say, used to comply with a lot of different regulations. So, of course, the European Community regulation by ECB, the US regulation by Fed, and in many countries, most of countries are adopting obviously tougher regulatory framework. One of the principles being to have very clear rules and to open the competition between the banks with some kind of level playing field between local banks and foreign banks. That's, I understand, what the Chinese regulatory authorities are doing, and it's obviously the right direction to go to in order to open the competition and to have a more efficient financial system.
As we know, your bank has already over 120 years of the history in China, and you want to share some uniqueness and the challenges, maybe experience you have suffered from the past experience in the Chinese local market.
In the Chinese local market, as in every market in the world, I would say except France, because we are a French bank, Crédit Agricole CIB is focusing on a very, very limited number of very large counterparts, of very large clients. So our model is the same in the 33 countries where Crédit Agricole CIB is operating, a limited number of clients and a whole range of products that are the same all over the world. So, of course, there is competition. The local banks, and especially in China, are very large and generally strong. But there is always a room for banks that are like Crédit Agricole CIB is, worldwide banks, with a very good perception of different countries and ability to create cross-border opportunities from one country to another. And for example, today there are a lot of opportunities in the sense of China towards Europe. Chinese large corporates having already done significant investment in different countries of Europe, Portugal, Spain, France, and so on, Germany.
And we all know the green finance has been implemented by the Chinese government. And we all know also there is a very tricky relationship between the investment and the environmental issues. So how can we motivate those financial institutions and companies to pay more and invest more on the green finance? What have the CIB done?
I would say the first reason is that the green model, the green banking is a booming market. And the investors are very fond of green financial products. And Crédit Agricole, of course, is, I would say, some kind of iconic bank for green, because it's one of the pilgrims of this market, and is still number one in the world on the question of green bond issuance and even green loans. So obviously, initiatives proposed in China have been successful in boosting the market. We have seen a lot of issuance since then. There are some technical questions because there is still a difference between the Chinese and international green bond market. PBOC is well aware of aligning the Chinese green bond standards with the international standards, which is necessary. And we are seeing very positive progress on this question. On the investor side, Chinese investors, that is true that institutions to be mobilized. Crédit Agricole CIB in 2017 has led all of the recent offshore green bond issues from Chinese state-owned financial institutions such as ICBC, Bank of China, and China Development Bank. Being the structuring advisor, we are involved in the deal since the beginning. We define with the client on the framework to select green projects, and we draft the framework documentation for our clients. We also assist the clients who need green certifications.